4. And you're live.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Sisterhood of Women in the Paranormal. My name is Tammy Rosenfield, and tonight we are featuring the men of the paranormal, and my guest is Benny Gager. But before we get to him, I would like to thank our sponsors, Rolling Hills Asylum in Fort William Henry, which Denny and I were just at, along with his beautiful wife, Tiffany, for a Parahistory Con, and at the Coach Caring Center. Go check them out at DTM Wicked Radio. And tonight is Tuesday, May 13th, and it's hot here. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Enjoying the lovely weather. How about you, Miss Tammy?
It's beautiful. It's like summer here.
About time. After that rough winter we had, I'm loving every minute of it.
I know. And it was even cold up in Lake George when we were up there. You know.
Yeah, it was raining on and off all weekend.
It was chilly. I know. And why can't it be like this weather when we were up at Lake George, you know?
Absolutely. But Lake George was a blast. You know that. It was a lot of fun right there.
We did. We had a blast. Now, Denny.
Yes?
I call you Den for short, because that's my nickname for you.
Absolutely.
Can you tell us what you do and what your company is?
Our company is DTM Wicked Productions and DTM Wicked Radio. We produce radio shows, and we also are now branching into advertising for events like the Parahistory Con and other events like that, as music events. We're breaking into movies right now. Actually, and we're excited to announce in August, DTM is going to be advertising for the Galactic Movie Film Festival. It's in California.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got a lot in the works. Like I said, DTM is just all about putting out good shows, and we're about cross-promoting and sharing. DTM now is on 4 networks, and iHeartRadio. And Tiffany just got syndicated by another network as well. And I'm working on getting this syndicated on another network as well for DTM. So we're growing every day.
That is great. And not only do you guys do a network, but you and your wife, Tiffany, are also paranormal investigators.
Absolutely, yes. I've been into the paranormal field for over 15 years myself.
Yep. And we have been on some investigations together.
Yes, we have. Hinsdale, actually, for one of them.
Yeah. Now, we're going on one May 25th. Now, my question is your favorite piece of equipment?
To be honest, all the equipment's clear, it's out there and everything, but my favorite piece of equipment is just my senses. Okay. I like to depend on my own vision, because the K2s and EMs are all great and all that, but they pick up so much on cell phones and electrical. You have to really disprove it. Now, I just believe in your senses and going with your gut feeling, and that's just my favorite piece of equipment.
And sometimes you need to do that. You just need to turn off all your equipment and just sit in a room and just feel things or sense things with your 5 senses or 6 senses. Because sometimes when you're looking through a camcorder, you miss stuff. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still use, I still use equipment and everything. But I still believe in the old-fashioned way, like the way everybody did it back when they originally, started out. And that was just use your senses and just, like just for example, like I set up trigger objects around an investigation, which you know that. But also, if I know of a location that has like movement going through, I'll actually go in and set up like a plastic bag, put some powder down on the floor, on the bag, and set up a trigger object. Just try the basics. That way, if something happens, because spirits, they don't give a care about electronics or whatever. If they're going to interact, they're going to interact. And if you roll with just the basics, sometimes you get better.
Right. I agree. Now, if there was a newbie starting off in the paranormal field, male or female, what would you say to them?
Well, I tell them it's not like the TV shows. Right after that, because I've met too many people that say, "Oh gosh, I love Zach Baggins. He's amazing." Don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing Zach Baggins. I'm just saying because they watch TV shows that suddenly think, "Hey, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to provoke and I'm going to scream," and they're going to be TV crew going to be following me around. No, it's not like that. It's hours and hours of investigation, and then you know for yourself. When you got breakdown, you take care of the equipment, then it's another couple of days of going through all the evidence over and over, data. I don't like using the word evidence. Data, going through over and over. And then even if you find something, I'll have to, I'll send it to, for example, I'll send stuff to you, because you're one of my trusted friends, and I'll send it to you and get your opinion. And if we don't have a unanimous decision, then you know what? Hey, it's a great something that we can pick up, but it's not what I consider paranormal. And that's why I would tell people to really go to the basics. Don't do it because of a TV show. And I just tell them, this is what you're going to be getting involved in, and go from there.
And avoid paranormal drama.
Oh dear God. Yes, yes, I definitely would tell them that, because no matter what you do, you're in drama. Like, I personally, you know this for a fact. I have a hater out there. I just want to tell him, if he's listening, how you doing, friend? I have a hater out there, and that's great. That must be I'm doing something right in the field, because everybody's got one. Because no matter what you do, what you say, or whatever, there's always going to be somebody that doesn't like you for whatever reason, and just stay out of the drama, mind your own business, and who cares what he says or she says.
What people don't understand is the parrot community is a lot smaller than what they think.
Yes.
It's a lot smaller than what they think. Like, people see, Jason and Zach and Aaron and all them. And the fact of the matter is we're actually all connected. We all know each other.
Right.
So when you say something about somebody, and it's been proven, and I'm not trying to get off on a tangent, but when you say something about somebody, unlike our hater who makes everything public, when we all know who that person is, but I will not pay homage to that person.
Right.
Actually, there's two of them. It's been proven recently, if you say something, it doesn't matter how many people, it will get back to the people you're talking about.
Right.
And so you have to be extraordinarily careful about how you carry yourself in the parrot community and what you say, because
right.
It will get back to the people that you talk about, and it will get spread around the community. Jenny and I try to keep ourselves very much apart from it. Like, we try not to, we don't get involved in anything that we think could be negative or anything like that, and yet people still find something to say.
Yes.
And so people have to realize that the parrot community is not as big as you think. It's not like as big as Hollywood. It's actually, if anything, it's the size of, like, Staten Island compared to Hollywood.
Right. And, I have my haters out there, too, I just want to say, who are causing problems right now, and people got hurt, so.
Well, the other thing is we have to look beyond that. Like, we have to move beyond things like that when people do cause drama or try to say things about others. You have to move beyond that and not pay any homage to it, because once you do, it feeds the fire, and you have to not do that. So for anybody out there, new or even seasoned, if you hear something about yourself, even if you hate it, just ignore it. Just move on. ignore it. Don't even worry about it, because the fact of the matter is, if people are talking about you, they have nothing better to do with their time, and that's
right.
sad.
And just move on, and just do what you do, and know your inner circle of friends.
It is, keep your friends close and know who they are.
Yes, exactly.
And I would also tell new people coming in is that, investigating is really awesome, and it's a huge adrenaline rush. But there is a difference between commercial investigations and a private residence. You handle them so much more differently. And with a private residence, and I'm going to beat this into people's heads until they explode, but, there was a team that came through here, and I use the word team loosely, in March in Norwich, and they, quote, lectured at the library. And I heard that they weren't very good, and some of the evidence was photoshopped, and not once did they ever mention, talking with your clients and doing research on your clients and do a psychiatric evaluation with your clients. And this is for private residents, and it is imperative that you do that, because what people do not understand or don't want to recognize is that if you cause mental stress or any kind of mental trauma to your client,
right,
you're going to be held legally responsible.
Right.
So you need to do a very, very concise and accurate, as much as possible, psychiatric evaluation. In the end, you do have to use your own best judgment, absolutely 100%.
Right.
But you need to get all the data you possibly can before you move forward with an investigation, because what people don't understand is, if they watch it on TV, the energy mess with your mental stability. And, if there's a problem with your client, if your client has more issues, and I'm not saying clients who have issues don't have activity, I'm just saying you need to make sure that they're mentally stable to withstand an investigation, because if they're not, you could be doing more harm than good.
Right, and if you have negativity about paradrama, too, that is going to affect your investigation, too.
Never, ever investigate with somebody you aren't comfortable with. Never, ever investigate under mental stress yourself, because then it could cause more issues for the client, your team, and yourself. You're not doing anybody any favors.
Right.
So make sure your team is harmonious as possible, and make sure you also are in a good place.
Right.
Also, can I add one thing, Tammy?
Yep.
When I started out in this field, really make sure you pick your team and research team very wisely that you're going to be investigating with. Just like Tiffany said, because when I first started, no names, I was with two other groups. The one group was really nice guys, but I didn't really get into this, didn't take it seriously. And in the second group I got into, they're like, they talked a big game, like, we're going to do this, we're going to research this. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. Then we got out, we actually went on investigations. We were actually at a funeral home. They suddenly decided they're going to climb inside the caskets and the body bags and take pictures of themselves. And I turned around and I said, for real? They're like, what? What are you? You too good? I said, no, we're here on an investigation. I don't believe this is right. And they're telling me like I was a party pooper, and I was like, that's fine. I'll see you guys. I left. And I didn't, I got away from that group quick as I could, because that's what I'm saying. That's one thing I would recommend to new people out there. Be very careful who you, because this is your name that's on the line. You get little respect as it is from people, because there's groups that's going to bash you and everything out there. There's religious groups that say you're a devil worshiper. Nothing against religions, but you know what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. You got to really be careful, because all you have is your credibility. And once you blow that, what little bit you do have, it's over. Your reputation is ruined for good.
Right. I agree. Know your teams, and I hope they do an interview with you. So that's all and a background check.
Absolutely.
So, Denny.
Yes.
Do you see any difference between male and female investigators?
No, I actually enjoy, personally, wait, take back. Yes, I do. Female investigators, in my opinion, are more fearless and more dependable, because I've been in a lot of different groups. I'm sorry, hold on a second. Our dog's going crazy here. I got to get him out of our room. Okay. Yeah, no, see, I honestly prefer investigating with women because most of the women I've been investigating with are amazing, and they're not afraid, they're going to stand the ground and stay there with you. And well, I've been with guys that talk a big game, when push comes to shove, and then they get touched, they're out the door running.
Right. And also, yeah, I agree. And that brings up another thing. When you go into a client's house, and I was talking to another paranormal investigator about this recently, like yesterday. If you're a team and you go into a resident's house, please don't provoke the ghost, because the resident or the client gets offended sometimes. And this one team went in and provoked a ghost at this client's house, and the client was really upset by it. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. We've actually gone cases there. Other teams have come in, walked in for 30 minutes, turned around, told the client, there's nothing here, we're leaving, and took her off and left the people. And then other teams have gone in and said the D word, which I do not do unless I know 100%, demon or demonic, freak people out beyond belief, or they just don't give a care and just leave, and they just screw things up so bad. I can't tell you how many times we've actually seen that. I'm sure you have too.
Yep, I have. Yeah, I agree. I have, and it's sad. It's very sad. So.
Well, like I said, when it comes to cases like that, the best thing I can recommend to do is try to do your best, or to work with the clients and try to calm it down. See, we're fortunate enough for our group. Tiffany has she's working on getting her psychology, her master's in psychology, and criminal psychology. And she is wonderful with talking with people, with trying to calm the situation down. And she knows she has the resources to, where we can send you, to get in touch with somebody that can help you. And, we try the best we can to help people. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just run into those clients you can't help. It breaks your heart when you can't help them. But you just do the best you can, and you try to fix a lot of mistakes lots of times here for other investigators that have poor training, because everybody walks out and says, oh, geez, I took an online course in 30 seconds. Oh, I'm a certified investigator. What is a certified investigator? Come on, Tim, let me ask you that. Are you a certified investigator?
No.
How did you learn your training?
Through experience.
Exactly. And that's what we try to teach our members. And granted, we've gone through them like crazy. I'm sure you have too. You guys are out there like, oh yeah, well, I got 2 courses. I took, no names. I took an online university, and I got a college credit. I'm like, yeah, okay. I actually go research it. I'm like, dude, there's no such thing as a college course. And in this field, there's no such thing as an expert. We're all learning, and the equipment that we're using is not really made for paranormal. It's made for, like I use infrared cameras, motion cameras. They weren't designed for paranormal. They were designed actually for taking night shots, taking, animal shots, whatever. But I adapted it over, so I always have to keep that in mind when I'm catching a picture. Could this be paranormal? Could it be equipment? You always think that. And that's why we're always learning, we're adapting, we're using what we have on hand. And we always try to use the science theory. You try to prove it, and you try to recreate it. That's the best way I recommend trying to do it. And I'm no expert. I'm always learning. I'm always learning.
Right. I agree. Now, my next question is, what is your most embarrassing thing that happened to you on investigation?
Most embarrassing. I guess it would be up at Saggy Harbor.
Okay.
I was out doing the EVP session. I had a camcorder in my hand. I don't know what I was doing. I was just sitting there. I'm saying, oh, they don't want to communicate with me. You know, I'm trying to get responses. And I accidentally hit a button on the recorder, and all of a sudden, I hear, hello, and I'm like, oh, I got something. I get all excited, and it's my quick recorder going off, talking, and I'm like, oh, dear gosh. And the other person sitting with me there is laughing her head off. So, like I said, that's my most embarrassing moment.
Was I with you on that one?
No, that was the time before.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, you would have been rolling on the floor.
I don't remember that. I'm like, I don't remember that one.
Yes, that was the time before. That was like, I think that was back in, oh gosh, at least 2 years ago anyways, when we were up there. However, was one of my favorite places to go for training, but it's just very hard to get. But it's good for training purposes or just to get out there because it's a great location. Yes, and I have to say that you cannot go into the park at night. We had a special permit to be there at night, so please do not trespass on anything. So yeah, absolutely. Get permission. If you can't get permission, you know what? It's not worth it because, like, while our friend Jason Stanton was telling us about our location, I can't say the name anymore but they're going to tear it down thanks to people, I guess, urban explorers, as you call them, or whatever, that go in and without permission and do an investigation. Well, guess what? Now this location is getting torn down because of all the people keep breaking in and vandalism they're causing. Really? Is it in New York? I believe so. I'm not quite sure the name of the location. We were just talking about it last night, and he just says that it's there's people have been breaking in, and now the new owners have had enough, and they're going to tear it down. It's just an old building there. It's been there for forever. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, you should talk to Jason about it. He can tell you about it. Huh. Now, what would be your dream investigation? Oh, that's easy. Our dream investigation would be Alcatraz. Oh, yeah. I would love to actually get, they're starting up and doing tours in there, but I would love to be able to get in there and actually set up equipment and do an actual lockdown and go through that whole place. I imagine the history and the energy there. I know you could have some major experiences there. Yeah, that would be incredible. But one of our DTM Wicked Radio family members is doing something at Penhurst coming up. John Tobin. Absolutely. John's always got something amazing going on. I'm sorry that it's going to be his last event, I believe. But yes, it's going to be his last event, and we're really sad that John Tobin is no longer doing that stuff. But we understand. Hey, sometimes life gets away, and you have other passions. But John Tobin's going to be very missed, and we're all going to miss him. But yeah, definitely, I would check out his event if anybody's free. What month is that again, Tammy? I believe it is in. Don't quote me on this. July. Okay, I'll look it up and I'll put a post on our wall and on DTM just so people can make sure they know about it. Because if you guys get a chance, go to this because you're going to miss out. John Tobin is an amazing guy. Glory Hounds are amazing, and you definitely don't want to miss out on that. A wonderful event. Yeah, and it will be sad, but Oh, we understand. Trust me. Oh, can I pitch something really quick? Yes, that's why you're on here. Absolutely. May 31st, DTM is going to be doing a live broadcast from Rolling Hills Asylum. We're going to be taking part in one of their public lockdowns. And if anybody out there is interested and would love to come, the prices are really cheap, and you can get a chance to be on the air, get some photos taken. We're going to be handing out some samples of our shows, CDs, and flyers. And we'd love to see our friends come. We'd love to see the community. Anybody, just come on out. The prices are really great. If you want to check it out, just go to rollinghills.com, click on May 31st, and just book the public event. Awesome. I unfortunately can't be there, or I would be there with you guys.
I'm going to be there in spirit. I have to work that weekend, but that is great.
Yeah, we're all excited. We're definitely going to miss you because we know it's always amazing being with you on the investigation.
It is. It is. But I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight.
No problem. Anytime, Miss Tammy. Anything for you.
And next week, tune in. I have John Fowler on, and he is out in the Midwest, and we will be talking to him on our series of Men in the Paranormal. Come join us. And I want to thank my listeners, and I want to thank my guest, Denny. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us on, Miss Tammy.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Have a wonderful night.
Have a wonderful night.